Hi, this is Nicholas Bell with IONCINEMA, here to review Infinite, the latest film directed by Antoine Fuqua, which will be premiering on Paramount Plus June 10th, 2021. So this is based on a novel, The Reincarnationist Papers, and we get some very obvious narration at the beginning to tell us that we are living in a world where reincarnation is real, and there are a group of people known as infinites who are able to recall, have total recall, if you will, of all of their past lives. And there are two groups within the infinites. There are the believers who believe that they should be doing everything they can to utilize their gifts to help humanity, and the nihilists who, of course, would believe in the opposite. So then we meet a man, well, it starts out in Mexico City in what were called the past life. There's a dangerous car sequence. Dylan O'Brien plays a man named Heinrich who has a device called the egg that somebody named Bathurst, played by Rupert Friend in extreme flashbacks we learn, extremely limited flashbacks and it's trying to stop these nihilists from getting this egg, although at this point we don't really know what it can do. Flash forward to the current life, and we meet Evan, played by Mark Wahlberg, who's a man that has always believed he's been schizophrenic because he has such vivid memories, these hallucinations that seem like they're memories, but obviously can't be in the mortal realm. But in all actuality, he is the reincarnated version of Heinrich. What happens is he has to go to the black market to buy his antipsychotics, and there's an altercation with some drug dealers, and one of his past lives was a swordsman, and he makes these swords that are of a technique only used in Edo, Japan. The cops find him after he decimates this drug dealer and his cronies, and then the factions of infinites are aware that Treadwell has been reincarnated and now will be able to reveal where this device is, a doomsday device, if you will. So we have Toby Jones and Chiwetel Ejiofor who are both trying to converge on getting to Mark Wahlberg. And then it kind of just devolves from there. Almost all of the dialogue for some of the characters, including Nora, played by Sophie Cookson, and Garrick, played by Liz Carr, are almost all explicitly designated as exposition. Like we are being told at every moment. It's shot by Mauro Fiore, who did Equalizer and Magnificent Seven for Fuqua, as well as Avatar. But there are moments of this that seem a little cheap. Sophie Cookson, by far, is the most egregiously wasted, and what really results to kind of a terrible performance. But then it's Ian Shorr's script, which it doesn't seem like any of the actors are able to kind of work their way around efficiently. And then you get these jarring elements of people doing what they usually do, such as Mark Wahlberg showing his usual breathy concern. Jason Mantzoukas shows up as someone named the Artisan, who's kind of doing his manic comedy that you would usually find to be the relief needed, but ends up being something tonally awkward. Same with Liz Carr, who plays a character named Garrick, who, based on the parameters of this scenario, could have resulted in something profound about dying and coming back in bodies that might not work the best for your purposes. And for a minute, it almost seems like she's kind of going to occupy that Linda Hunt space of a lot of 80s and 90s films, but ultimately fails to do that as well. It's very similar to something like The Old Guard last year, but also kind of fails on a certain level of being meant for adults. Notably, it's also PG-13. There's a lot of gun violence, but you don't, of course, it plays like a video game. Overall, I would give Infinite 1 out of 5 stars. Thank you.
Hey, this is Eric from IONCINEMA.com. If you want to support us, subscribe below. For more reviews, interviews, film festival coverage from Sundance, Cannes, Toronto, you want to check out these guys on this side.